Bartail has been one of the persons who's watched all the shows. I talk to him on a regular basis in the EverQuest Next IRC channel.
What we saw with, Kunark for EQ2, you did those 400 quests, you did all the content, and at the end of it, the world wasn't changed.
Yeah, I'm Phantom X. I do social media and write articles for EQ Nexus.
For the Fall of Bastion, there was a very definite, okay, this is where your story is going to fit into the world.
Listen, fluffy looking bear. Thank you. Listen, I went and I killed a dragon, and then 2 drops of whiskey hit my face, and I willed this manly beard into cow was raising. Yes.
Welcome! This is the EverCast show. I am one of your hosts, one of the co-hosts, Tamlin. Chwena is out tonight. He is feeling a bit under the weather. No indication whether or not that's because he stayed up for 48 hours straight. I might just be spreading a rumor. But who else is here with me tonight?
Hi guys, I'm Kailas.
Hi, it's Flatus. How's everybody?
I think
Cowboy
might have pulled a Tamlin because nobody heard him.
Fantastic.
There's no sound, Tamlin. Apparently.
Wow, it's both of us. Alright, let's start over then. Sorry, this is the EverCast show, and this is the ECast News. If you follow our Twitter, available on Stitcher now is the EverCast show. If you go to stitch.com or if you have the app, you can search for EverCast, and it'll show up for you so that you can stream the audio directly from there. The second bit of EverCast news is that Dave Georgeson tweeted out a couple of days ago that EverQuest Landmark and EverQuest Next will require a 64-bit operating system. No longer can you play the game using a 32-bit. If you have a newer operating system, this won't really affect you, but if you aren't sure, or if you're using XP or Vista, you might want to check to make sure that you have 64-bit, not 32-bit. Dexella tweeted out a couple of days ago that they are no longer going to be doing the roundtable questions, that they are going to go to a new format. News on that is upcoming. Lastly, if you do not follow, and I highly recommend it, go to the EverQuest Landmark YouTube channel, not the EverQuest Next one, but there's one specifically for Landmark. And in the last couple of days, they added 5 new videos that are tutorials for Landmark. I think that's it for the EverQuest, the ECast News, except one last thing. I'm going to turn it over to Calvor, who has some details about a contest where we'll be running.
Hey guys, since we no longer have an NDA, we can finally do some interesting stuff with contests. So, here's what I want to do. You sent me your... Well, basically, you sent information to our email address with your plot, and a screenshot of where on the map you are. And then we will come by, rate your plot, and the best plots each week we will feature on the show in a small segment. So basically send us an email if you want us to come by on your plot, and in about 2 weeks we'll compile that. After the show I'll be tweeting out information on where to exactly send the details to and what to include.
All right, and I think that just about does it for the ECast news segment. Next up, I would like to introduce our guest during our community spotlight. This is Vin from Team Legacy. If you're not familiar with Team Legacy, they sort of sprung out from Team Liquid. They were a Star Wars 2 community that the Team Liquid was, and then Team Legacy started up from there.
StarCraft 2.
StarCraft 2.
You said Star Wars 2.
Oh, man.
StarCraft 2.
You're from Empire? That's my favorite movie, dude!
I'm Vin from Team Legacy. Good to see everybody. I lead the EverQuest Next chapter over at Team Legacy. So we're accepting members right now if anybody's interested in applying. Right now we're just devouring everything we can in Landmark, having a good time, building a lot of stuff.
How many players do you have right now that are playing Landmark? I think I popped on over the weekend and you had like 20 in your channel, but I'm assuming that was a bit low.
Yep. So Team Legacy is a gaming community. We have multiple gaming chapters. Right now, our biggest games right now are WildStar, Star Citizen, and EverQuest Next. The EverQuest Next chapter has about 40 to 45 on the books. About 30 to 35 of those have the packages that are required to access Landmark right now. So on any given night, yeah, we have between 15 and 20 people in channel.
That's cool. So when you guys are organizing for your guild, without the permissions set up so that you can share like one plot for everybody, how are you guys doing that? How are you working around the? Because I've seen pictures, you guys are obviously working. How are you guys getting around the limitations on shareable access to a clan?
Well, right now our main focus is getting accustomed to using the tools, because a lot of us haven't done something like this before. Even people have done Minecraft. You know, there wasn't a smoothie tool or anything. As far as I know, I didn't play Minecraft, but we're getting used to doing that, and also we're kind of learning how to build the pieces so that eventually we can build something bigger. Like, you're not going to, you know, start a city, building a player city from the ground up. You're going to build it house by house. So because of the template tool that's available, you can build houses and then save them as a template and keep them for later. And so in that way, we can incrementally build whatever we want. But our strategy has been to kind of all get in the same area, on the same server, on the same map, and then kind of build close to each other. And we've got some stuff planned for that I'm going to announce later.
Okay, very cool. So moving right along in the show, I believe we have the Year of EverQuest recap. Kailas, you want to start out on there? You weren't there, but you were there the day afterwards.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I was. So we didn't get. I didn't get to be there for the Year of EverQuest because he had to work. So we got to go the day after, and it was a total of 4 of us: Tanlin and I, and then Tobrin and legendary Neurotoxin. Umid was originally supposed to give us the tour, but he was sick. Boo hiss. So we got to hang out with Pentapod instead, and Pentapod gave us a fantastic, like, 2 freaking hour super secret tour of SOE headquarters. And I'm not really allowed to talk about a lot of it, but oh my god, they have hot cable management in that building. Oh my god. Like, seriously, walked into a room and I looked up and it's like, oh, wow. Seriously, that cable management. It was pretty good. No, it was neat. There were a couple of people in the office, but not a whole lot in the initial, like, because they have 4 buildings. And I guess she saved the best for last, because after like an hour and 20 minutes, we're walking into the last building and we're walking around the bottom level and we go up to the top level, and lo and behold, like, I hear a voice and I know who this voice is. It's Dave. and Dave's in there and Terry's in there, and we get to to hang out in Dave's office and shoot the breeze with Dave, and got to see that. That was my first time getting to see Landmark in person. Was getting to watch Dave play Landmark, which was really pretty neat.
And he's a total kid while he was playing it too. Like he was he was using that grappling hook playing Spider-Man.
He was singing about it too.
Yeah, so
I feel.
He's the thing is like he's always kind of a kid when he gets excited. If you haven't noticed, like in between SOE Live and the couple of times I've seen him talk about something that he gets excited about, like he reverts into a 12-year-old boy in a good way, where he gets like really excited and very exuberant. It's pretty fun.
Now, I was looking for the pics. I saw Bard posted in the Twitch chat pics, or it didn't happen, and you know, Pentapod did tweet out that picture. But as someone else also pointed out, Kailas was not able to be there. I managed to get there for about half an hour on Friday morning before they did the alpha announcement at 10:30. And so I got to wander around a little bit. I thought that it was a very cool setup that they had for the EverQuest community. I just loved the energy. It was kind of like an SOE light, SOE live light, as in, you know, not quite the whole thing, not quite Vegas, but it definitely had that feel about it. But Flatus, you and I were talking before the show, and we were talking about what we saw as a sign from SOE towards its community, about how they're opening the doors. They're bringing people in, showing off not just the game, but the facilities. If you were managed to, you know, to be there, everybody got a chance to go on a tour.
Yeah, the one thing I started noticing right away, like as I stood up and waited for Alpha to launch, I noticed there was so much communication going on. I was like, that's interesting. That's cool that they're kind of open about that. As soon as like the Alpha launched, like this weird silence hit. And then all of a sudden, like, things just started changing in SOE, and all of a sudden it was just like, this is what's going on, like, up to the minute, like, people working I'm glad, like, these people are putting so much time into this alpha, and they're just letting us know every little detail. Hey, this patch is coming out, hey, we know this fix, there's a bug, we know about it, here you go. Like, their ability just to start telling us about what's going on and keeping it very crystal clear between us and, you know, them in the game, it's very refreshing. So refreshing to see.
Love it.
Yeah, because again, going back to the Guild Wars 2 community launch, or the Guild Wars 2 launch, when with Arena.net, they did, during some of their beta tests, their NDA was so strict that you couldn't tell people that you were in the beta. Like, that was how strict they wrote their NDA. Like, if you're in the beta test, we don't want you telling other people that you're in it. And so I think that this is definitely a change from the norm. It's. Do you think that it's starting to signal a changing of the guard? Because I tweet other non-SOE game developers, and I've noticed this about Holinka, which is the lead PvP developer for WoW. That if you have a message that you can get in 140 characters, and he'll respond back to it. What are your guys' thoughts on that? Do you think that this is like?
It's. For a developer, it's really easy to express himself in 140 characters, because you cannot like say too much about a game, or say stuff that you don't want to say about a game just yet, because PR will kill you if you do. So it is really how should I say it? Comfortable for a developer to communicate over Twitter, for example, because 140 characters are not enough to go into detail, and like if you read it, it will be obvious. Like, I cannot say that yet. Where if you have like half a page, it's really easy for stuff to slip through. So I think more and more the developers are utilizing Twitter that way, because they feel a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, I agree. You see that with a lot of companies nowadays.
Yeah, that's shocking how often, like, it's really, it's really hard to make the effort to call a company and complain to them. But I think Kyle's can attest to this. It's really easy to just be like, what's their Twitter handle? And at Twitter and get your message across in 140 characters, and they'll respond.
And when all else fails, cheat and use Post-it notes and write really small.
Isn't that, I remember Alton Brown did an...
Alton Brown does that, yes.
Sure does.
All hail Alton Brown.
So did you also see that, I think it was Smedley who tweeted out that no more NDAs for SOE going forward?
He said, like, I think we're done with NDAs. Like, let's not go too far here. Like, Smet has said other things that might or might not have come true. Like, it was basically him just speaking his mind, and I don't really think we should hold him to that 100%. But I think it's a welcoming change. I don't know though. Like, I see alpha moving more and more away from what an actual alpha is. Because, like, sure, there are issues with Landmark, but this is not an alpha. This is a fully playable game. In like, so I think we're redefining what alpha is as like an industry, and you see that in a lot of games.
Really, you think that this is a fully playable? I agree with you, but
like, I sort of try not to laugh at that.
Like, even the first day, sure there were issues, but those issues could have happened in a beta as well. Because you let in so many people, and all the issues were basically coming from the amount of people that were in the game. And I haven't really seen any typical alpha issues where there's just nothing to do, or you like are stuck in progression. So I don't agree with that. Like, if you think this is a pure alpha, I don't think you've played enough alphas.
Yeah, this is my first. Yeah. I played.
Yeah, I think.
Not mine, but I mean, I could say this. I've played other alphas, and I haven't had this much openness between this and the company. So,
Vin,
I mean, even.
Yeah, I think that if they had all the environments in that they intend to have, you know, the snowy environment and the volcanic environment, and also the generation of the ore and all that was the way they want it, where it's actually deep underground by tier as opposed to separated in different maps by tier, I think that I would feel comfortable not calling it alpha. But since I don't think this directly reflects, you know, close to what they want it to be at a launch state, that I would call it, you know, a beta, or I guess the other word for it would be a demo, since you're kind of paying for it. It's just my opinion, though.
I can see that, and it is kind of, you know, we see that a lot lately with buy-ins into especially with Kickstarter. We see a lot of buy-ins with alphas and betas going on, but they've been really upfront about, if you don't like it, then, you know, you can have a refund, and it's not even a finish where they want it to be. So.
Yeah, SOE definitely won some points with that one. If you are even a little bit interested in the next building game or Landmark or EverQuest Next, and you aren't sure about paying the money because it's an alpha, you have nothing to lose, because it's pretty much no questions asked. A guy in my guild, he had some issues. He actually had 2 accounts. Not really going to explain how that happened, but he got refunded on both of them because he had an issue, and he didn't even ask for a refund. He just wanted it to be fixed. And I don't want to, like, you know, say that's going to work for everybody, and, you know, everybody starts asking SOE for, you know, free money basically. But yeah, he had a serious issue that was preventing him from playing the game, and they refunded him. So no questions asked.
All right, so then that, you know, since we're talking about alpha, I mean, that is the reason this show was titled A Whole New World. And I think we're all a little excited about it. We've been dying to get on the show and talk about it, right?
This has been great. I mean, like I stood up for like all night. I didn't get any sleep, and I had stuff to do like the next day, so I had stood up for 48 hours straight the first night it came out. So I was burnt.
Yeah, I stayed up way later than I should have a couple of nights.
Right?
Yeah,
I woke up, it's 3 a.m. I look at my phone, he's not in bed. I was like, oh, landmark, roll over, go back to sleep, whatever.
getting ratted out here.
That's what you get for having your wife on your podcast.
So I take it we're all having a good time with it, though.
I am. I definitely am.
So much freaking fun. I'm trying to contain myself. Like, I love you guys, and I really enjoy the show, and I really enjoy the podcast, but damn it, I want to play Landmark. Like, right now.
Yeah, did we all have that thought? Oh man, the show was tonight. I wanted to play more.
Oh, come on. Do you really think Chewina's sick? Or do you think he's at home playing Landmark? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Chewina.
I will log on right now and check.
I was
I almost did. I was like, I want to message him and be like, so, Chewina.
I know, he's not well. At least he could have logged into the show.
Right. That would be the ultimate. Have him log into Landmark, play in the game, and not even bother to tune into the show.
Hi. We should say hi to Felgen, because he was very nice to drop in and say hello.
Hey, Felgen. Hello.
People are like, I gave up building until the tree invasion is over. So I think it's I don't know. I have a really hard time saying that this is a beta or even launchable in its current state. Not to say that there's anything wrong with what we have right now, because it's good, but it's still a little empty. And I don't mean it in a bad way, because I'm having a blast playing the game. But I would not call this a launch-worthy game yet.
I feel that as a building game, it's pretty complete. You know, obviously you can't do shareable claims, or you can't even collaborate right now because they had to disable permissions because of an exploit. But like, the building tools are all amazing. As far as I can tell, there's nothing else out there like it. It can do the things that it does. And I don't know if they've got more building tools or anything like that planned, but as a building game by itself, it stands. It's really good.
Well, like, I think what most people are most frustrated about were the first couple of days, some of the building tools bugging out, which got actually fixed quite nicely in the last 2 patch. And I think the smoothing tool, which we know there's a better smoothing tool on the way. So I don't know. I'm really happy with the building. We've basically spent the first 3 days or 2 days when the servers were on, harvesting and gearing up. And then we just started building with the stream. And like last 4 days, we've just been building. And like, it feels like a pretty complete building game. I definitely agree with that, Finn.
Yeah, I mean, I played Minecraft from alpha into its release. And as building games go, and I've played a lot of different ones from Terraria on the Starbound, and even like lesser like Minecraft clones. This is a really good building game, and the fact that they haven't added in the different tiers yet, and the adventure part of it, because we still have the adventure part to come out. That's going to be interesting to see where that goes, because now we're just rolling around picking up stuff. Now there's also going to be danger in the world, so we're going to have to worry about that stuff when we're out there gathering ore, and that stuff hasn't hit yet. So there's going to be obstacles in the way.
I've been trying to kill myself, but it's not working.
I tried that last night.
Why?
It's not working.
Well, I tried that last night. Zubay, I met, and he's in chat right now. He started building a dirt tower, and him and I were on it. We tried to go as high as we could till we hit the limit, the cap of the world, and we hit that cap. And I jumped off, and for a split second, I thought for 1 quick second, my character actually made like a falling animation, like, oh no, and then I just hit the side of the mountain, slid down. I was like, I have superpowers. Don't know how to use them yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm Spider-Man because I have the grappling hook, so I could swing around, and I have super ability. So
oh my god, don't get me started on the grappling hook, because seriously, I could go on and on for hours. Like, that is the most fun I've ever freaking had in a game ever. Like, I literally spent 2 straight hours running up one side of the mountain with my grappling hook, jumping over the top of it, sliding down the other side, turning around, grapple hook all the way back up to the top, jumping across and sliding down, and I literally up and down the same mountain for about 2 hours, giggling my ass off like a teenage girl.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure.
I was gonna ask. Okay, so how many jumps did you get playing Spider-Man? Where you grappled to one tree, and then before you got to that tree, you grappled to another tree. You tried it, right?
Guilty.
How many could you get? Because I only got to 3.
I got 2.
I started last night. Tober and I were on Skype, and he was like, "You can fly with the grappling." I was like, "Wait, what?" So he said all you have to do is just keep hitting, just slamming E and keep pointing at the ground, and you'll just. Next thing I know, I was just like hovering in the air, just like I was like, whee! I was just like, screw you guys. Also, dancing. Oh, by the way, dancing is the most fantastic thing. And yesterday, I was streaming for about 12 hours yesterday, and I realized that the tribal dance goes great to Sugar Hill Gang's Apache. So that happened. I played Apache and made a whole dance routine, and everybody enjoyed that for about how long that song. And also, I did She's a Maniac. I also did that one too. That was fun.
Videos, I need proof of this.
Oh no, I'll probably do it again.
Oh my god, can you imagine what would happen if the dancing in this was anything like the dancing in Galaxies?
Oh, I love that you can hold down the right mouse button and do twirls. I was twirling. I was a Steel Town girl. I was on a Saturday night.
I know, I totally felt like I was ice skating. I did it around my claim for like 10 minutes. I was like, oh my god, run like an ice skater.
Oh, I danced around, I saw Pentapod last night, and I danced around her.
Nice.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
Yep.
Alright, so that's all the good stuff. One thing that you guys would like to see changed about EverQuest Next Landmark right now at this very moment.
I'll start then, since no one is thinking of something. So, like, one of the biggest annoyances can you show the picture I'm working on, Tenlin? One of the most annoying thing at the moment that I would want a separate selection tool or a separate selection tool that does not post whitespace. Sometimes it is really useful to post to paste the empty areas around something you're building. So I definitely do not want to get rid of it, because that would screw me over more. But in some situations it would be amazing if it would just only replace the voxel data that is filled. Like, if that is possible, that would open up so many possibilities to actually make very unique shapes. And I started off with this build basically to prove that. But I picked up some concept art from an artist, and I was looking for something that I thought, well, this cannot be built, and it turned out pretty okay. So I guess everything can be built.
Yeah, I would say that turned out pretty okay. That's a little modest. That looks great, Cowboy. Anybody else? Or I can go next with what I'd like to see changed. And a couple of people have already said what I would say, and that's just a cylinder tool. Make me be able to make a circle and then stretch it along a third dimension. I mean, it's pretty simple. You know, does it make it feel like you're cheating when you're creating like columns and stuff? And I don't care. I just want to be able to make perfect circles, perfect columns. Not circles. I can make circles already, but perfect columns.
No, I would see that. Like, that way you can actually like make the column and then like have a little drag tool that can make it like a fatter column, so it narrows at the top and the bottom, and you can have. I could see that. That would actually be kind of nice. It's possible. Yeah.
You can do it. They actually did it in I think it was the What is Landmark video with the smoothing tool. It's not perfect, but you can go online. There are a bunch of Minecraft resources that You pretty much put in the radius you want for the circle or the column, and then it tells you exactly how to do the blocks, and then you paste one on top of each other and then smooth it out. It looks pretty round to me, but I see where you're getting that.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, the archway that I have in my build right now, that's how I made it, is I basically pixelated it with square voxels and then used the smoothing tool as much as I could to smooth out the rough edges.
Okay, so is that my turn? My biggest complaint is so trivial. It's the freaking lighting. It drives me crazy. I'll be standing in one place and the lighting will fluctuate. And it'll go back and forth from brightest freaking day to pitch freaking black. And I love the clouds moving, and I love the moon, and I love the environment. It's absolutely freaking stunning. But seriously, the clouds should not make it look like it's pitch freaking black in the middle of the day. And I go 5 feet down at the absolute most 6, and it's pitch freaking black. Can I have a personal torch? Pretty please? That is the only thing that would make me happier with the game that I really feel like annoys me to death. It's the only thing.
Do want to point out that you do have a personal torch in the light stones that you can craft. And the greater light stone actually gives you a decent amount of light.
Yeah, but Dave's already came out and said that he doesn't even like it and thinks it's crap.
Have y'all seen the 2 suns?
Yes.
No.
Anybody else seen that?
2 suns?
I was trying to figure out
hoping
why that was happening. I have no idea, but yeah, I've seen it. I know it's not just me because I've seen it in streams before too. Usually it's just momentary.
Yeah, I saw the 2 suns, and I made sure my character had his foot on the rock, and I was looking out in the distance like Uncle Ben had just died, and I was just making sure.
I was just getting ready to say it's totally a tribute to Star Wars. You know what it is.
I was like, burr, 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 burr.
Hey, they're redoing the lore. Maybe there are 2 suns in North now.
That would be
Pop my
pretty
head like this,
interesting.
and I.
So what I would like to see fixed is the permission system, so that we can do collaborative builds and do stuff on a plot together. That's the easiest thing. Obviously, everybody would like to see combat or something like that, but that would be they're probably already working on that.
I don't know necessarily. I like the building game of it. Focus on Landmark, yeah, definitely with the sharing tools. But I could play Landmark for forever and never need combat in it. Not that, I mean, other people might.
I wouldn't mind if combat would be really basic and just like I wouldn't mind at all. I'd rather see them working on like more tools, more freedom, a lot more props. And like combat sooner or later, or just in EQN, I would find that acceptable. But like combat is gonna be a thing, so like doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it's more like where would you put them in the list of priorities to work on?
What, combat?
Yeah, would you put it above
at
like
very end?
Okay, yeah, I get along with that.
Like,
yeah,
I would too. I would want to see more biomes first. The higher tiers of crafting, building tools. Obviously, I think building tools should be a pretty big focus. But other than that, I'm just really excited to see the additional biomes. To be honest.
Agreed.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. They need to finish the building game side of it first before they start working on stuff for EverQuest Next itself.
Yeah.
Water.
And plots. Additional plots, because I'm already running out of space.
Oh, if you gave
me...
Like,
I have friends who already built their entire plot and deleted it twice, and these are friends that are, like, going into detail, not, like, building giant cube houses. So, like, we might have some space issues soon.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm at. I'm almost at the, like, I've built out my entire plot. I started at the very, very bottom, and I go to all 4 sides, and I've built it all the way up from the bottom to the surface, and I deliberately set my claim so that it was mostly underground. And so I'm probably nearing that point where I'm going to have, like, every, from top to bottom all the way filled. So, yeah, another claim would be nice to have. But then under it or beside it is the question.
I built my claim on top of the mountain right beside his, so I can look down at him as he builds.
And I'll go real quick. I thought about mine. I had something else, but it's not actually probably gonna be fixed anyway. But there's like, please, can we get like the friend thing or grouping get involved yet? Because I've been playing with so many people, and they're just like, we wish like we would get separated, and they're just like, go northeast, and you go northeast, and you're like, I don't see you. Where are you? And they're just like, I'm northeast. And you're just like, all right, go back to the spire. So you spend like 2 hours trying to meet somebody. It's like, okay, we're at the spire. Now let's go.
Right.
Like, where are you? I'm next to the big tree. There's 40 big trees. So I said, cut down half the trees. I'll meet you there. That's like the roughest thing. It's just like you want to group up with people. Not necessarily to build, but even just to explore or try to, hey, I got a claim area right next by my house. You group up, come over to my house, and you're like, where are you? I'm like, northeast. There's no mini map. There's no like something. Give me something. Yeah. See, people are green already. No, I could do the Loke, but come on.
Do you think that? All right, so there's no mini map and there's no compass. Do you think that that's an issue? Do you think that needs to be on the list of priorities?
No, I'm cool with the map. I'm more of like, give me the group thing.
Like, I don't know, anyone who can read a map should be fine at the moment. But like, the compass is already there, so it's gonna be in pretty soon. Like at the lower right corner, you already see the startings of a compass. So I don't know.
No, well,
I'm just really. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm talking about like you have your not the map up, but you have your normal map up, just like a compass, so that if you're so you know which direction. Like if you know, hey, I need to travel northwest.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I'm expecting that to be part of the mini map though.
Oh, you expect the mini map to be put in? Because I haven't.
Yeah, I do expect the mini map to be put in. Speaking of the map though, that thing looks amazing.
Oh
like, I love that you can twist and turn it. I would really like to know if it's actually a map or if it's just a secondary secondary camera viewpoint or something like that.
I think it's a secondary viewpoint because
I think so as well.
Yeah.
Because you can see your plot.
You can see people.
Yeah, but if you dance, you actually like see a different animation slightly as well. So it actually looks like a different camera viewpoint to me, which is actually a really nice way to do a map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the fact that you can, like, my claim started out with me just digging a big hole straight down, and I love the fact that if I looked on my map and turned it at an angle, you know, you could see the dimension of how deep I had gone.
Yeah, I think everybody's just dug a hole straight down at some point, and they look at the map, and they zoom out and then rotate it so they can see how far they've gone. We're thinking about trying to get a plot. Or I guess you wouldn't even need a plot, but trying to go to the edge so that you're right against the barrier so you can see the people digging down. You can make like a little ant farm looking thing out of tunnels.
That'd be pretty cool. Hey, I have noticed, has anybody else noticed that when you're building on the edges of your claim, like right up against the edge, have anybody noticed there are problems with the voxel storage? Or is it just...
No, I noticed that too. I moved away from the edge.
Yeah, I had to put like a buffer zone away from the edge of my claim.
There seems to be like, I wouldn't really build close to the edge because sometimes like some of the voxels on my end are actually stuck and I cannot really delete them at the moment. So yeah, I would like keep like at least 3 voxels or so of space.
Yeah, that's the number I went with too.
Because if you want to make like a curve like near it, you want at least like 1 voxel of space free to like store the additional data on the side, and the other 2 were pretty much safe measure, I'd say. And you cannot copy paste the one just at the edge as well, it seems. So it's just nice to keep some space there.
All right. Anybody else notice like server cache issues? How many times have you had to delete your cache folder?
Never.
Never?
I am a little bit worried though, but like I'm guessing we will hear that sooner or later. But if I look at the read-write data in the actual cache folder, it seems to be writing and reading a lot of data, and I'm like, in the long run, I'm a little bit worried to what that will do to my SSD, because like it did like on launch day, it went from 4 gigabyte to about 18 gigabyte in about 18 hours of gameplay, and since then it keeps fluctuating. So I'm wondering if it keeps writing the entire world to my hard disk as cache, and if so, if I should maybe put it on another hard disk. But that's something we've been messing around with, at least.
Yeah, I was having problems loading into the world where my claim was at. Like, I couldn't just log straight into that. I couldn't just transfer in. Like, I had to. The name of the world was Serenity. I would have to go to Serenity on another server, and then I would be able to transfer into Serenity that my claim was actually on. And someone suggested that I delete my cache data, and I did that. And I haven't had any problems before, but evidently this has come up enough that somebody, you know, just through tribal knowledge was like, delete your cache. It should fix it. Oh, come on. What else have we got, guys? There's so much going on.
I like totally rushed trying not to so one of the things that we were afraid of is that we were going to talk so much about alpha, because it's like, oh my god, alpha, is not pulling a Townlin.
Oh no!
I think I've never pulled a Townlin before, so you know what? So I think we am I still muted? Are you serious? All right.
No, I.
So I think we kind of all rushed through like what we had to say for fear of running over our allotted hour for the show. But oh my god, I want water, and the building on the mountain. Oh my god, it's so neat. And no, the smoothing tool is not perfect, but I love it. And yeah, oh my god, yes.
I think what I've been like enjoying most is just trying to create challenging shapes. Like, I've basically been messing around, putting cubes down, trying to make something, see how it turns out, and then just like copy pasting it in the structure. And like I think there's a really nice learning curve when it comes to the tools. Like, you can go in and you could build something right away, but the more you use the tools, the more you start understanding these nice little twists that you can do with them. And like, I'm really curious to see, like, say 3 weeks from now, if I'm still finding out new things, new nice little things. Like, once, for example, if you want to make a curved roof, as you saw in the screenshot, you basically start with voxels and then you smooth them, and then don't use that component, but you copy the middle line of that smoothed area and then start copy pasting that off each other to get a really smooth curve. I mean, work processes like that will be really interesting to see once people start sharing them.
Yeah.
Would you want to see a curve tool added, or like a line tool that can bend the curve?
We've spoke on TeamSpeak about like having the line tool similar to, say, how you do it in Photoshop, be able to put an arc. But that is kinda hard to do, because like you already see it when you have a one voxel data, one voxel line, that like as soon as the angle isn't right, you get very mixed results, because there are probably not enough data points to do so. So I'd be surprised if that would actually be possible with, say, not anything besides like a 3 voxel size line. So it will be interesting, but it will probably be quite big.
Yeah. I need to definitely start using the tools more. 'Cause I had a couple of moments while I was building over the weekend where I'm like, oh my god, and this is the coolest thing that I have ever made in a game. And but all I'm doing is stacking blocks on top of each other. I'm only using very square shapes and very, measured amounts. Like I have my standard, my roof is 13 voxels high, my hallways are 11 voxels wide, my doors are 6 by 9. And so all I'm doing is stacking, little blocks into big blocks and that sort of thing. And so I definitely feel like, as cool as this game is, I really need to explore with those other tools, because I look at what other people are making, like in the pre-show, those screenshots that everybody saw, and I was like, I have no idea how to do that. I need to figure that out.
The fox statues. Oh my god, there's freaking fox statues somewhere. They had fox statues, and they looked like real foxes. They were gorgeous.
My friend built a castle to the north of me, and he built catapults with cows aimed at me.
Yes!
So there might be a war coming. Like, the pirates are gonna attack the knights, just saying. And I don't care if he has cows.
Catapults.
I don't care. They call them catapults, and I'm calling them cowtapults.
Oh, I see.
I'm pretty sure they're catapults.
They are. That's why he's calling them catapults, and I think it's cuter that they're cowtapults.
They're catapults. They're not supposed to be cute. Come on.
Catapults. All I keep thinking is Monty Python's Quest for the Holy Grail, when they're on, they just launch the cow over at them. I love that movie. But
I have a whole gallery of stuff that is submitted by Team Legacy, I believe, by your guild, Vin.
Yep. Yeah, we've been working hard.
So which one of these is yours? Describe it to me, and I will try and find it.
Do you have the one of me on the wall? All right. Well, there is one in there of a tower, and it's funny because I never played Minecraft, and I wasn't really into the building side of Landmark. I just wanted to get in the game, see the graphics, work on the progression, see all that stuff. But so I, worked on my pick, and I mined for a few days, and then I was like, all right, well, I've got this plot, might as well. And I had to uproot and move a bunch of times because of various bugs and reasons, but finally started building, and then 6 hours later, I realized that I have been sitting at my computer for 6 hours and didn't notice the time going by. It was kind of amazing. And so I spent a long time building this tower that I've talked about, and I'm really proud of it, but I realize now that it's not nearly on the level of some of the things other people have done, because I was telling everybody in Team Legacy, I figured out how to make a perfectly round tower. And so I brought everybody over to my plot, and I was showing them. They're like, oh, that's great, Ben. That's great. And they're like, you want to see our place? And they've got these palaces and flying buttresses and, marble floors and columns of different kinds and all this crazy stuff. And I'm just like, damn, because they are either more creative or they played Minecraft or both. And I'm just like, wow, I'm humbled. And you'll probably be seeing some more of that later during the announcement. But yeah, do you want me to link the gallery in chat? Or?
Yeah, sure. I just showed off some of the. I just showed off some of the pictures. I see that someone did the Team Legacy logo and they pixel arted it, and there's one Japanese style pagoda that looks absolutely amazing, and then there's one more traditional European castle that it looks like someone figured out how to make round towers in it. Because those are some pretty round.
Apparently it's not a secret. I was not aware. The tree house with the TL. Yep. Yeah, we've got some really talented people, and that's kind of something I didn't expect, because we're mostly focused on traditional MMOs, but we happen to have people who are creative and played Minecraft and actually know what they're doing, and it's pretty amazing to see their work. Every night I walk through all their places, and it's just awesome.
I agree. I mean, I saw like that one pic, like somebody's like building like Asian style cast, like building stuff. Like I want to build like a round pagoda, like just a round like Asian cool like. So in fact, I'll probably try to find a claim next to Cal's, and then we can have a pirate versus ninja battle out in the middle of the field.
Well, like speaking of which, fellas, the thing I'm working on should be done in about 2 days. So I'm kind of hoping people could tweet me images of things they think would be impossible to build in Landmark. So I could keep that project going.
Oh, that's a nice
hint. Like, just give me something completely like call. It needs to be a building because I don't like pixel art and I don't like it needs to fit in the world, so it needs to be a building. But give me something that just looks like, well, there's no way that you can build this. And then like build it, or I'll blame Asui for not being able to build it, and then we make the tools better. So hey, it's a win-win.
Yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, so far, I mean, Tobin's already challenged me to build a giant donut just for fun. So.
Well, what type of donut here are we talking? Are we talking?
I don't know yet. He just said just build a giant donut. So, and then later he was like, "What about a chocolate cake?" So, apparently, I'm just gonna make gigantic food statues out in my front lawn.
I'm with these people on the Twitch channel. Temple of Heaven from China.
I'll do it.
Build that.
I'll try it.
I'll show off my meager work. This is the closest I could come to making an arch myself.
That's not impossible.
Yeah, I don't think it would be impossible.
I can build that right now. Okay. We'll start with that next week then. I like that one.
You know what I'll do? I'll do something from an anime. I'll do Hal's Moving Castle. I'll do a floating castle.
I saw screenshots out there that someone had made like they had made a floating castle. Well, it wasn't a castle. Yeah. It was just a house up in the clouds. They had elevated.
Yeah, Cold Knight, one of the guys watching my stream yesterday, Cold Knight had built his house in the sky, and he also built a mine shaft. And in his mine shaft, if you went, and his design was so cool because in his mine shaft, he took the time to make tracks, made a minecart out of iron, made a minecart, put like aquamarine in it, so it looked like it had jewels in the minecart. Made tracks going throughout the mine, and then he had a thing where a hand came out like this, and he put fire in all the fingertips, and it, like in the middle held a sphere of like water. It was really cool. Like it was cool just going around, just seeing what some of the people like on my stream were just like, hey, come check this out, and I was like looking at all their stuff. But yeah, Dave Jorson did make a flying castle. I'm probably gonna do like Hal's Moving Castle. I'll probably do something. I'll probably find something like from an anime that's something like somebody can't fathom, like to build. Like that's too crazy, and I'll try to do it.
That Philgon, he said that he was deleting what he had been working on to start working on Mecha. Has anybody thought about doing stuff like that yet?
I'll build a Gundam. Yeah, I'll build a Gundam. Let's do that.
Oh, nice.
I'll build giant robots out in my front lawn. Let's do that for a while.
I'll have to think about that. Like if I have the talent to what it takes to make like a Veritech.
Somebody tell me build Discworld.
Right.
That's Robotech.
Oh my god.
Really enjoy sci-fi just yet until we actually have the sci-fi materials. To be honest.
I know.
I mean, it's definitely not impossible, but I'm already noticing that with the textures we have at the moment, it's really hard to make a lot of to get a lot of detail. So then going to a different setting entirely is gonna probably just really annoy me because I don't really have the freedom that I want. So I'll wait until we get past the just high fantasy and get a little bit more into the sci-fi more stuff. Then it will be pretty interesting, I think.
Somebody wants me to build Discworld. My only issue with that, there's no water yet. I would do it in a heartbeat. I would build a giant turtle with a flat Earth on its back. I would do that in a heartbeat.
Giant turtle with 4 elephants supporting the disc.
Yes, you're right.
On their backs.
4 elephants.
Yes,
you don't forget this world. And I'm thinking like the science fiction.
Like just Earth. I'm going to make Earth.
Like I was like,
someone in Twitch just had an amazing idea, Mount Rushmore, and then we put Smedley, Dave, Terry, and Omid on there.
Oh, you know what? Do that.
I don't have the space.
Do it. Oh,
no, like to get the detail necessary, you need like at least 8 plots or something like that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
There's no way otherwise.
Also,
but yeah, that would be amazing.
What do you guys think about the travel time? Do you think that it takes too long to get from one place to another?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not
Not
if
with-
you got the
not with the
grappling
hook
hook,
shot.
you know.
Oh, it's so much fun. Just running
I don't
across the
know.
world.
Like, this is actually something that I didn't really want to talk about just yet, but at the moment, you have the spire in the middle, and like the route that people run is through their plot back to the spire. They go around the spire to harvest, then they spiral out a bit, and then they go back to the spire. They go to a different island. I really dislike teaching people to have such specific plottable courses. I would really like to see it a little bit more opened up, where we don't like have this one travel point in each island and we go back and forth. And that might technically not be super possible or something like that, but just having it more like a world would be a lot more encouraging to actually travel around and explore.
You mean no spires?
Well, I don't have an issue with spires, but at the moment the spire is the central point of each island, and I think that's a design flaw that you don't want to have, because it's gonna highly fluctuate the value of the spires around that. If you would if it would be possible to, for example, transition to other islands through the zone lines, even if it's with a loading screen, then you would already open up exploration a lot more. Because if you then have a claim at the side on the map, that means you can potentially go to 2 other zones, depending on where you put that claim. So I'm not really sure if I like the entire only travel through Spire ID, especially when as it is a pretty big exploration game. But that might just be something like completely personal. No one agrees with me, but that's fine.
No, I agree but I don't know if it's gonna stay like this after alpha. Because it is limited biome, and then like in the world itself, whatever you want to call it, there's one spire, it's in the center, and I don't know necessarily why I dislike it. I just think that it sort of takes away from the immersion in the world, because like you're on this square grid world and you can only go so far in one direction.
Yeah. SWG was kind of set up the same way that this game is, with a bunch of different, basically squares. And it was pretty open once you got to the square, but they had multiple spaceports, I think, that you could fly into on each planet. So maybe if there are multiple spires, it would kind of decentralize things a little bit. That might be nice. Multiple spires per map.
Yeah. Yeah, because you notice right away, like we didn't know going in, but then next thing you notice, people were just the first people to claim land were right by the spires.
Yeah,
it was easy access point.
Yeah, if you look at the map, you can see where they eventually intend to have the full map. It's just like depressed down. Like they want the maps to be bigger, but they just haven't procedurally generated, or the servers can't handle it yet or something. But once they get that big, I think definitely it would be cool to have like 3 spires in each place, and maybe you have names for each of them so that you know which one you're going to. That might be cool.
All right, well, I think that will do it for our first hour. I thank you guys all for coming and watching. And we have any last comments before we take our short break and come back for the after hours?
There needs to be coffee in game.
I feel that someone needs to bring up Buildwood, but we don't have to elaborate. Buildwood!
I have something on Buildwood as part of my announcement.
Oh yes, and during the intermission, I was going to play that music, that kick-ass music video for the Burldwood song.
Oh, nice, perfect. That'll be a perfect lead-in.
Flatus, you got anything before we take a break?
I got nothing. You're just picking on me now. I'm just drinking a beer. I was just here chilling.
I'm not picking on you, just giving you the
I'm just waiting to go play Landmark. I don't know why you're asking me questions.
Right? Is this going to be the first one where, like, as soon as the show is over, we're all like, all right, peace, I'm out?
Yeah.
Deuces.
All right, well, Kylas, could you camp us out to our short intermission? We'll be back in 5 minutes, give or take. I'll see you then.
Camping.